Come up, come up, come up. Let's see. Waiting for a few people to join. Waiting for a few folks to join. And then we can start today's early live. All right. Can start early. Let's have a lacquer session. Sweet. You know, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if you do watch Willem Pizza and the work that he's been doing. He did a very excellent piece today on Jonelle Nodia, right? Jonelle Nodia, it's another lady who happens to be, what do you call it, part of, what's that thing again? National Dialogue. So she seems like she's spearheading this national dialogue. You know, it's her leading this thing. Now, the interesting thing about Jonelle Nodia, and please do go and watch Film Pizza after this, is she basically did a thesis on her master's in psychology in the year 2005, where she studied at the Stellenbosch University down in the Western Cape. She did a thesis. You know, the thesis was on basically normalizing. Let me get it for you so that I can read it, you know. So, you know, because there's always these people that want to sue us podcasters. So basically, the thesis was on reconstructing pedophilia, an analysis of current discourses and the construct of close relations by Jonelle Nodia. So this is the lady that is leading. Well, not me say leading, but she is, could say, emceeing, running the event, the utter rubbish that is going on, you know? It's shocking that we could have such a caliber of a person running. But, you know, let me not say it's shocking because after all, it is the ANC, right? It's the ANC that are running this national dialogue. People call each other comrades at the national dialogue. I'm not sure if you've been watching. I don't watch. I only watched a few snippets of what's crazy because I don't have time to watch garbage. But, you know, people are calling each other comrades, you know, comrade this, comrade that. Um, you can talk for this however many of minutes. You can't talk now. No, no, no. You've said too much. Please. That's what's going on in the national dialogue. It's crazy. It's full of fights. And then to make matters worse, you've got someone who believes that we should normalize pedophilia. Yane, this is the ANC for you. It's the ANC for you. And then you've got those 1-seat or 2-seat entrepreneurial parties, your UDMs, your good patriotic alliance that will not condone, you know, rather, let me not say not condone, rather they will not come out against the national dialogue. They don't come out. They are quiet. They are mum. They are there waiting for their ministerial perks. This is a national dialogue that is full of SUVs, German sedans, pointy shoes. What is so national about a room filled with ANC cadres that can't agree with each other? And they want to tell us how to run the country. Because, well, you know, we will have beauty pageant winners at the National Dialogue telling us that in order to fix the economy, we need to do 1, 2, 3. That time, they've never studied economics at varsity. Just have to make it make sense, please. We are the only ones really that are sane in this country, because how do we function with such people? I don't know what to say, guys. Like, have you guys watched the few clips that are coming out of there? There's some Rastafarian group, there's some koi group fighting, and then it's this lady that boom today she's now accused of, well, not, yeah, allegedly she wrote this transcript. Let me just see if I can share it with you so that you can see it for yourself and you don't say that I'm making things up. Let's have a look. There you go. So this lady, as you can see, here's the what do you call it? It was posted by Ian Randfontein. So it says it gets worse. Jonelle Naudé wrote a thesis attempting to normalize child abuse for her Master of Science in 2005. She studied three men who were imprisoned at Paulsmoor Prison. If taxpayer money is being used to pay this cretin, we should definitely be angry about this. So there is the thesis. You can look through it. I will open up a separate thing now. Or actually, we can just continue here because it's what I wanted to go to. So it says, Jonelle Naudé. She founded and is the head of NNI Dialogue Institute. They facilitate dialogues, as well as their website is filled with nauseating amount of woke stuff, which is right. This is a bit of the website. You can look through it. So that's that lady, with those evil eyes. Yeah. So you see global faculty, facilitation and support team. There you go. Yeah. The one thing about Ramaphosa is whether he gets black or white people, he always makes sure that he gets the crazy ones out of all of them. So there's the purpose. It says our purpose is to guide and support organizations in breaking free from reactive cycles, perpetual strategy, and process that do not serve them. They are stakeholders all the world. We facilitate the birth of conscious, inclusive systems. Now, I hate reading through this rubbish. I mean, if you want to really read through it, you can pause the video. I'll go to every slide that is here. But basically, just as a reminder for those that are just joining us now, this is the lady that is heading the national dialogue as we speak. Not, let me say heading. I keep saying heading. It's the wrong word. She is running the national dialogue, right? It's her that's running the national dialogue. You can see there. I hope you have read through that. There you go. At such, the NNI Dialogue Institute cuts its teeth in some of the harshest environments for addressing diversity and blah, 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 blah. All that woke stuff. Now, let's go down a little bit so that you can see what people are saying. You see, someone posted this yesterday, and it's very interesting to see that Ramaphosa, in his infinite wisdom, decided that it was just to appoint this Jonelle Naudé lady or person to sort of run the national dialogue or to facilitate the national dialogue, right? I mean, just look at her history. The history is not good at all. Look at how many pages are out here about this. And you can't tell me that Ramaphosa didn't know this. You cannot tell me that our president, in his infinite wisdom, didn't know that this was going on. But let me not hold it to him because he's got this thing as shocked, he will say, shocked. I never knew this was going on. How on earth could this be going on? Blah, 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 blah. Now, let's put a pause on that. Let's look at something a bit more interesting, right? And I want to pull the story out for you. It's a bit of a more interesting story, and that has got to do with General Rudzani Mapanya, right? You will all remember that I actually did a video on this last week, I believe, when the news actually, it was breaking or broke that, what do you call it? That Rudzani is in Iran and making political statements in Iran. Now, there's a recent article that has just come out right now, which I do think is worth going through. I just want to share my screen with you all. Let me share my screen. Where is, there we go. Mutshekga Lamula to appear before joint defense. So, I want to remind you of something. President Cyril Ramaphosa said that he didn't sanction the trip, right? He didn't allow for the trip to happen, which raises questions to me because it's like, are we basically saying that all of this goes, unknown under Ramaphosa's big nose, like he can't tell, he doesn't know that someone took a flight to Iran? Are we supposed to believe this as citizens? Like, how stupid does the government think we are? To think that we are going to believe this as citizens, that Ramaphosa, you didn't know that, this was going on. It's rubbish. He knew that this was going on. He knew that this was going on. I mean, you've got to look at the fact that this guy fired Andrew Whitfield. Ramaphosa fired Andrew Whitfield. He said, to hell, Andrew Whitfield, go. Because, and I'll remind you of something, Andrew Whitfield told Ramaphosa about the trip 3 times to the US. And mind you, that was not an official government trip. That was a DA trip. But he still had the courtesy to tell him. Now, here comes an ANC comrade, General Ruzani, right? He comes in, and what does he know? What does he do best? Takes a trip to Iran, and he goes and tells the Ayatollahs in Iran that, listen up, buddy. In South Africa, we love you, we support you, we are for you, we are anti-Judeo-Christian, we support Hamas and Palestine and all that other rubbish that goes on. Viva, viva Palestine. That's what Ruzani tells the Ayatollahs. He tells them from the river to the sea. All that rubbish that those wokies from the left side of the world keep on uttering. So that's what goes on. Now, why I put up this article is just look through here. Mutshekga Lamula to appear before Joint Defense International Relations Committee over SANDF chief's Iran comments. Now, I've got 2 questions. We have now gone from this Ruzani foe traveling, that we've parked that, right? Because listen to the article. It says his comments on Iran, right? So basically, if there is punishment, which I doubt will happen, it will not be on him traveling without the president supposedly not knowing. It won't be about that, but it will be about what he said in Iran. Now, I'm a guy who will charge you for 2 sins and not excuse the one. Firstly, according to Phala, he traveled there, right? That's the first punishment. Phala didn't know that this was going on. Fair enough. And then, secondly, he gets there and he says all sorts of, wonderful things. I don't know if he wants Persian oil or whatever. Now, let's read through the article. It says, Parliament's Portfolio Committee on International Relations and Defense have slammed what they called a lack of coordination in the country's defense diplomacy and its foreign policy objectives. One thing that I love about our politicians and these committees and the parliament and all sorts, they try to make it seem like they are constructive, like they are busy, like they are working. While you cannot tell me no one knew that Ruth went there. Are you telling me the whole committee didn't know that Ruzani was in Iran while he was in Iran? Like, how clandestine was this operation? Now, continue. The committees were responding to remarks made by SANEF's SANDF Chief General Rudzani Mapanya, who is reported to have pledged South Africa's allegiance to Iran. It's not reported, by the way. I don't know why EWN is saying reported. It is confirmed. This thing was shown on Iranian state television. And he spoke in English. He didn't speak in what language do they speak in Iran? Because they don't speak Arabic. I don't know. I don't care either. But nonetheless, you know, this is a move described as being ill-advised. You know, all these fancy terms, ill-advised. The bottom line, it's a rubbish move. You went there while the South African government, Parks Tau, is trying to negotiate a deal. This is the third package, you know, trade deal, and got declined again, by the way, got rejected. Now, the ministers of international relations and defense are now set to appear before a joint meeting of the two committees to explain their responses to the remarks made by the South African National Defence Force chief. The chairperson of the Portfolio Committee on Defense and Military Veterans, Dakota Legote, and chairpersons of International Relations Committee, Supra Mahomapilo, have noted with concern the reported remarks made by Mapanya during his visit to Iran. So I'm going to raise a couple of questions without reading any further on. Now, I need to highlight something. Number one, when a trip is made, right, overseas, especially if it's a government trip, that's why you can't use Andrew Whitfield's trip. I still boggles the mind how, you know, this still was allowed to happen, that Andrew got fired, but let's park that on hold. When a trip happens, number one, it has to go through the Section 80 and 79, as well as the various standing committees in Parliament, right? Whichever department that trip is related to, it goes through the committees. It has to be approved by certain people. Now, this thing that Ramaphosa is creating of, I didn't know that Rudzani went there, for me, doesn't feel or come across as true. It's actually false for me. Because let's be honest, if indeed Ramaphosa didn't know, what does this say about you, Mr. President? What does this say about you? Not about us, about you. That means you are chief in command, or what's his position again? CIC, yeah, it's like Julius Malema. General in, because remember, Ramaphosa is ultimately the leader of the army. How can you be a CIC or chief in command that does not know where your general is? Like, how does, help me, can you just make that make sense? How does he not know that his general is in Iran? Like, don't lie to us. Please don't lie to us. And to make matters worse, hold it here. There is a story going out, and I will do a video on this later on, about General Rudzani being involved in MTN deals in Iran, right? And I hope we'll be the first channel to break that out. He's got deals going on, supposedly, right? Allegedly as well. I'm going to highlight allegedly and supposedly, right? This button that he's got deals and he's part of whatever going on in Iran. So, before anyone can tell us that this trip was ill-advised, can someone tell the ANC, especially the ANC and their babies, to stop thinking that we're fools? We are not going to fall for this rubbish of theirs. This rubbish of thinking that we are somehow idiots and, we're like them. Because, one thing, the ANC, right, and South Africa actually, and the government, is we have become what we call useful idiots. Now, you might ask me, what does that mean? What does the term useful idiots mean? Now, useful idiot is basically saying that countries, and or rather, let me not describe the term, rather I'll describe it in the way I'm using it, is countries like China and Brazil and Russia that are part of BRICS that have got far much more bigger economies than us. You know, we were let in because, well, I don't know, we're an African country and you've got to seem like you've got African representation when you're taking on the West. You know, that's how many of these communist countries function. So they know that you can give South Africa an agenda and it will be carried out very well. Hence, we become useful idiots. I mean, here we are defending Palestine. We took Israel to the ICJ. And I've said this from time and time again. South Africa, a country plagued with unemployment, a country facing GBV, facing racial hatred against whites and blacks in South Africa, a country that is faced with so much inequality, a country where, being a tenderpreneur is the most successful business venture you can venture into, a country where being an ANC cadre is the dreams and aspirations of many children because they see it as the only way to success. We skip all the problems that we have in South Africa. We skip all the problems, right? Cool, it's fine. And then our neighbors, Mozambique and Cabo Delgado, are facing Islamist terrorists, right? Regarding oil and gas in that part of the world. We skip them. Don't worry about them. We go to DRC, where we are shaken by Paul Kagame. Let's be honest, we are shaken by Paul Kagame, right? Okay, that's fine. And our troops are deployed to the DRC instead of being deployed to the border to keep out the illegal aliens. Our troops are deployed to the DRC to go and look after people who have got no bearing on what goes on in South Africa, if I am correct. And then we leave Tigray in Ethiopia. Remember, there's Tigray in Ethiopia. We leave them. Okay, cool. And then there's Boko Haram. That's still going on, if you didn't know, in Nigeria. We leave them. So many injustices going on across Africa, right? As well as in South Africa. We've got Lesotho militias training in South African farms. So for a supposed takeover or war with the South African government, supposedly, which our police general refused, but the Lesotho said is happening. We'll come back to that story. And then we skip all of this nonsense that is going on in South Africa and on the continent, and we believe in our right wisdom. Let us go to Palestine and Israel. Let us go and educate the Israelis and the Jews on what to do. That's what the government believes, that, you know what, we have got the moral compass to tell you guys, you need to do X, Y, Z. We are the people of Mandela. You need to do 1, 2, 3. You are purging people in Gaza. Look at the Gaza Strip. Look at X, Y, Z. Now, let me be honest with you. I'm going to be honest with you. South Africa, we made the biggest, and I'm very sorry to use this word, but shittiest mistake. It's not even a mistake, but to allow for our government to go and take Israel to the ICJ. I've hammered on that many times before. If you look, and I promise you one thing. Donald Trump would not be as hard on South Africa if we didn't take Israel to the ICJ. He wouldn't be. But here we are, we made ourselves the superheroes of the world. It's back like that old saying of you've bitten more than you can chew. But, you know, our president, Cyril Ramaphosa, and Lady Pandor, that lady from Cape Town, who is rigorously supporting the Islamists, supporting Iran and all that rubbish. They have left us in this mess. Our farmers are facing tariffs of 30% plus a possible 10% for BEE. Our steel exports are facing this. Our agricultural, which is the farmers, but as well as our automotive sector is facing this. Everyone is being punished except for these crooks, but their time is coming. I can't wait for these sanctions to come across to actually start to hold some of our politicians to account. It's about time, because our politicians were starting to turn into the Zimbabweans of the world, where they say whatever rubbish they want, and then they want to come back to the begging bowl and ask us by taxing us more. They want more money from us, as well as, going to the US, and the US fund nonsensical programs in South Africa, such as these LGB whatever programs. That's what's going on. That is what's going on. That is the state of South Africa. And you will notice, I'm not sure if you do watch State of the Nation with Mike Sham. We did a video with State of the Nation with Mike Sham. When was it? We did it 2 weeks ago, right? Where I shared a story. I actually shared it on the channel first, and then I shared it on State of the Nation Political Insider. Check it out. It's got 100 and something thousand views on Mike's channel, and I think about 50,000 on my channel. So basically, I shared the fact that the Iranians want a cultural center in South Africa, right? They want to build a cultural center in South Africa. And I just want to get this for you because many people don't have access to this letter. So I want to just open up this letter. You're going to just have to pardon me for a little second. There we go. I found the letter so that I can actually read it and show you while we're reading it. And then you can look through it. So I just want to, where's my share the screen option? Here's the share the screen. Let's share my screen and not share screen. Letter. There we go. So, sweet. A few weeks ago, I spoke about this thing. 2 weeks ago, actually, to be more precise, about Iran and Pretoria and a dodgy deal. I need to highlight a couple of people from Action SA came after me saying that I'm lying and saying that I need to prove I need to prove where I got this info from, right? I need to show them where I got this info from and said that, Kuhle, you're lying. What you're saying is not true. So you can go through the letter for yourself. Basically, the city of Tshwane, which is run by Hairman Iscariot, the mayor Nasipi Moya, Action SA, from Action SA, that 1% party, about to be 1 seat though, have basically said that want to enter into a deal of giving a property to the Iranian government. I've covered the story before, so I don't want to go too much into depth, because I don't want to repeat the things that I'm saying. But you can go through this letter, you can pause the video, there you go, you can see it, you can pause it if you want. There you go, there you go. Because like I said, I don't want to bore you guys. You can watch the original video on this if you want to go through the letter in depth. But basically, Action SA came out for me and said that, Kuhle, you are lying, and certain people in Action SA I need to highlight. Certain individuals and senior individuals in Action SA came after me saying that I'm lying and I need to show proof of where an Action SA member met with an Iranian official. So they didn't believe the proof. Now, this was the first time I'll be showing this photo. By the way, you can't get this photo anywhere else. You'll get it here only. So you've got to just, excuse me, I've got to open the photo for you because they were challenging where I get my photo from. There we go. Sweet. I just need to share my screen. Just let me share my screen with you guys. You need to stop sharing the letter and then how do we share a screen to a WhatsApp photo? You've got to have to be patient with me. Okay. Yep, there we go. There we go. I've got it. So that right there, the lady on the left, happens to be MMC Khulufelo Murodi from Action SA. I need to highlight from Action SA. Please, Stefan Gerber, the guy from Action SA who said I'm sharing fake information. And he said to me, no one from Action SA met with the Iranian society. He said to me on Twitter, by the way. So you can go and fetch it. Stefan Gerber, and he works in Parliament for Action SA. Stefan Gerber, here you go. Here you go. Have a look. The lady on my right, actually, is MMC of Corporate and Shared Services in the city of Tshwane. MMC Khulufelo Murodi. Here you go. And the two gents on the left are Iranian diplomats. Iranian diplomats. There you go. Because, you know, I was made to seem as if I'm crazy, as if I'm making up stories, as if I am, you know, I've got an agenda against Action SA. While I don't have an agenda against Action SA. Now, just want to go through here. My gosh, someone says, hello from India. Hi there from India, in SA. So look at that. There's the image. And right behind them, I need to highlight. Sorry, I was looking at the comment section because someone said something. I need to highlight. Behind these officials, right, the two Iranian diplomats, and by the way, the guy on the right happens to be the Iranian ambassador. The guy in the middle, right, not on the right. In the middle happens to be the Iranian ambassador to South Africa. Behind them is the city hall. That you see over there is the city hall. That is the city hall that we're talking about, that the city of Tshwane nearly gave to the Iranians for free. You know, because, well, we love Persian oil. They gave it to about to give it to the Iranians. Here you go, Merry Christmas. We hope you love this present. You know, this is from Honorable Dr. Nasipi Moya and Auction SA, not Action, Auction SA. From them. Here you go. Merry Christmas. Now, let me stop sharing that. Back to the main point or topic or what we're speaking about is, so there we go. You can see what's going on in this country. And mind you, this deal of Iran and city of Tshwane, as well as Rodzani traveling to Iran, are happening while South Africa is trying to negotiate a trade deal with the Iranians, not the Iranians, pardon me, with the Americans, right? So I just need to share a couple of things because I've got a couple to share with you guys. You know, I'm like that. I'm not the type to share one thing. So there we go. I'm going to share this screenshot with you as well. How do I get my screen to be? There we go. Windows. Okay. So we've got many problems in South Africa. Look at this. This is a lady from the Iranian embassy speaking to a member of Mkhonto weSizwe, right? Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. There's the PDF file below. I don't know if this is a statement that the Iranians are, yeah, and yeah, I don't know. I don't know. You can look at it for yourself. The thing is, I don't have that PDF file. I've been trying to get the PDF file. I don't have it, but it would be interesting to go through that PDF file. I've been trying for quite a while now, and my sources aren't actually succeeding in getting that PDF file. Now, there's one more picture I would like to share with you guys. One more picture, just one. You're gonna have to be a little bit, where is it? You know, ever since I'm using my laptop, my PC to get these pictures for you guys because they are saved images. Okay, there we go. So I'm going to share my screen now. How do we share the screen again? Okay, sharing. Here you go. Sweet. So as you can see, look at that. Will you look at that? Look at that. Isn't that the mayor of Etegwini, the former MMC, meeting with the Islamic Republic of Iran ambassador, His Excellency Mansour Shakib Meher, whatever that means, who paid a courtesy visit to discuss opportunities to expand cooperation in areas of construction mafia, petrochemical industry, and promoting cultural exchange, City of Tshwane, and the City Hall. You've got to link the dots when it comes to South Africa. You've got to link the dots. I'm not making this stuff up. There is the information. I'm purely just a reporter that is a reporter that cares. Purely just a reporter that cares. So, pardon me, that was a call that just came through.